Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got an unboxing for you guys today. We're taking a look at the latest version, or the newest version, of Test of Honor, which has been out for a while, but I think back in the day it was with Warlord for a while. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But this is the new sort of introductory starter box for it. It's from Gray for Now Games, and a pretty neat box. So all in all, this is not a very big box, and it's definitely got a lot of weight to it. Now, the minis for it are all in metal if you're going with like sort of the officially made ones, but with the scale, I mean, there's other companies that make 28 mil Samurai. Basically, you got Warlord does a lot of good stuff in plastic now. There's all kinds of stuff out there, but the box itself, like I said, is super heavy just because there's a lot of stuff that they packed in here. You do get one cool mini that's I think unique to the box, so worth picking up just for that. An unarmored Samurai. But Test of Honor is a fun little skirmish game, and obviously set in the Samurai era here. And again, we're getting a whole lot of stuff in this box. So we're getting a rule book, right? And 72-page rule book. 8 custom dice. The game does use special dice, although you could probably wing it with D6s if you marked them for what you need. A lot of gaming counters. We'll take a look at that. Tons of cards in here. That's where a lot of the weight's coming from too. 40 recruitment cards, 5 trait and upgrade cards, a lot of cards for this game again. 22 skill cards, 7 injury cards, 4 quest cards, and then 10 honor slash, or I don't know, I wonder if they're double-sided. 10 honor cards, 10 dishonor cards. We'll find out when we get it open. And we'll have plenty of more Test of Honor coverage coming for you guys too. We picked up just a bunch of stuff just to get it all at once, especially with it more or less just being available from like the UK sites. I think we ordered from Footsore minis on this one just because we need some other stuff for pillage as well from them. So we got plenty of coverage coming for you guys. Look, I think we picked up like 2 or 3 factions at once here. So again, look forward to that. But for now, we're going to get this box open. We'll take a look at everything you get inside, and really just show you like what your starting point is for the game. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, guys. We got the Test of Honor box open, so we get some pretty cool color cardboard tokens that they talked about on the back of the box. So pretty good stuff here. Typical board game quality tokens here. So a lot of stuff going on there. Again, back end of these, so they are double-sided. And I like too that they kind of mark them out for you until you're familiar with everything, right? So you got blood tokens, objectives, lanterns, fate, cautious, the clan token, character actions, and follower actions. So, and it is on both sides as well like that. So pretty cool stuff. Oh, and I guess with them being double-sided too, so you got reloading there, so neat stuff. 2 blood drops, so neat way of doing that. Yep, single and double. Okay, that's cool. So we'll get that aside. The rule book itself, not very thick, and that's good, right? It's a skirmish game. Got something stuck in here. I wonder if that's like packing material or some sort of plastic, I think, from the container here. But not a very thick book, right? 72 pages they mentioned. Really good color layout here. Again, we'll cover a lot of stuff for the game here as we start getting time and getting into it. So look for, again, lots and lots of content on that. But it looks very nicely laid out, not overly much crammed onto any one page here, right? So it should be nice, easy to read and getting into it. There is an expansion for it as well, which we picked up, which we'll take a look at as well. Slightly different format that they chose to. I wanted to show that to you guys real quick. So this is the Sengoku expanded rules, and here's the rule book. It's like, I mean, it's not an issue at all, but it is just kind of weird. It's like, why'd we choose 2 different formats for the book? I feel like if we're gonna make the rule book this size to fit it in the starter box, then make this the same size and just add to the page count or something like that. But who knows? Anyway, here is the box of all the other goodies that we get. So we'll pause for a second. We'll get this open up for you guys, and then we'll show you the rest of the contents. Alrighty, guys, we're back, and we got everything else open up here for us. So we got these pretty cool, like red dice that come with it for the mechanics in the game. So you got, I think, like 1 damage, 2 damage, probably a fail of some sort, and then some blank sides. But really cool pop to these red dice. Our 1 mini that we get here, so they're giving us MDF bases on that. But detail-wise, again, fantastic here. If we can get it to focus, that'd be even better. So, again, metal minis, you can find plastics out there if that's what you want, but this will be just fine for our purposes. Got all the details in the robes and everything there as he's in a fighting stance. And then separately the sword arm there. Oops. So we're all good there. Now then you get a giant stack of cards for that. So we'll just kind of take a quick tour through these. I'm not going to spend too much time on it yet, again, because we're really just unboxing. So we get some Samurai Heroes. Backside is just like that for the characters, but so everything you get on here is on one side without really being overly wordy. In fact, hardly any words, just symbols and numbers. Love the artwork as well. Here we go. We got some more text though, but again, it's manageable. Oops. So getting out of Samurai, getting into some Ashigaru. Again, we're not spending a lot of time on any one thing. And then we get into some upgrades here. So it looks like the back is still the same. So bow / musket. More characters here. Looks like it's kind of starting over. So interesting. So I guess we have multiples of everything here. But I know there are other card types. Of course, we saw that in the description. So we're just kind of going quick here. There we go. Bow, musket. All right, here we go. Impetuous Rage. Okay. Reloading practice. Sure. What is this? Oh, Pathfinders. All right, now we get some Dishonor and stuff. Private Shame. Oh, no, so they're not really double-sided. They are, in fact, separate cards. Public Disgrace. So from watching some videos, I think the thing in the game is that you get, depending on some of your actions and stuff like that, and with the way that activations work, you might incur either honor or dishonor, depending on what's going on. A lot of timid troops, so that's interesting. Loss of respect. A lot of that. Ask no reward. Forward momentum. Prove their worth. Utmost respect. Leg injuries, so that is a thing too. Yeah, you can pick up status and like damage essentially in the game. So leg injury is going to slow you down. Arm injury is going to make you fight less or shoot worse, I think. Yeah, -1 aim. Torso injury, that's always rough. Head injury, yeah, -1 to wits, indeed. A lingering wound. And I think we'll have to get into the book, right? But I think there's even like a built-in kind of like campaign system too. Very cool. Oops. Different backing on these. That's pretty cool though. Again, oh, quests. Okay. Wow. Path of Honor, gain 5 honor cards. Sweet. Path of Dishonor. Path of Balance. And then what are these? Agility related things here. Coin. That's cool. Nice. So I guess like gear of different kinds. Maybe just other upgrades, commander stuff. Oops. Get that there. Map, always useful. cool. Military Scholar, Local Guide, Perfect Aim, Defensive Form. So I think these might be like skills of various kinds and some other types of gear or abilities. Is that the last one? Yep. So a huge chunk of cards, and there's even other expansion cards to just add more to the game too, which again we'll get into all that. But pretty cool stuff here. In one sense, pretty minimal, like bare bones. There's not much to this to get started. Right, you got the book, some tokens, some cards. You got the special dice, and then just obviously getting your minis. Skirmish game. We're not quite sure on what the table size is. Again, we'll get into the book, but again, from looking at videos, it seems like it's either like a 2x2 or 3x3. Could be wrong, but gonna need a fair bit of terrain or some decent terrain. But you got all kinds of options, right? You can do wilderness, some villages, all anything in between that's suitable. And there's plenty of terrain makers out there. There's plastics. There's MDF, of course, scratch build if you want. So there's all kinds of cool stuff there. But wanted to pick that up and eyeing it for a long time. Obviously, like with recently getting to like Pillage and other skirmish games and stuff like that we feature on the channel. Always wanted to have something in like the samurai setting. So, but didn't necessarily want to get into like another mass battle game. So, you could do like Pike and Shot from Warlord with like the samurai setting, but again, that's mass battle, tons and tons of minis, and this is just nice and easy to get into. It's kind of its own unique system. So we'll have to see too how this stacks up against newer games again like Pillage. So I wanted to compare and contrast that and to see where the complexities lie, what kind of stuff we can get up to in the game, and go from there. Now it's going to be a little bit more detailed in a lot of senses than like Pillage, where you kind of just have like a generic guy that you give weapons to and gear, and maybe have some specialists and stuff like that. This does seem a little bit more involved, but again, nothing against that at all. We're just looking to see what really the game's going to offer us. Now, if you guys already played Test of Honor from like I guess a previous version, again, if that was under Warlord, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was a different company, let us know in the comments. But we're looking forward to seeing what the game has to offer. And like I said, I think we picked up 2 or 3 factions. So I think we got a Samurai Warband, the Iko Iki, and then I think like a little Ashigaru force as well. So we'll look into it and start bringing you guys more content. But thanks so much for watching. That wraps up the, again, starter box here for Test of Honor. Critiques, if I had to have any, right, with so many games out there, really it'd be nice if they'd had like an actual 2-player box, maybe with just like a commander and a unit a piece or something like that. But on the other hand, I can understand like they have everything packaged separately. But there's also, being historical, there's so many other manufacturers out there that maybe makes sense to not throw all that in the box. But anyway, looks good. We'll see how things go here. Hit us up in the comments, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.